Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Coming to Resolution. So, since I posted um, the men's mental health part 2 yesterday, um, it it kind of triggered a thought that there's a lot of men who are totally okay with just being shitty people, and I want to talk about that because I don't feel like it's difficult to be a good person, a decent person at least. I don't feel like that's difficult at all. It takes more effort to be a shitty person than it does to be a decent person. Somebody opens the door for you or holds the door for you, whatever. Hey, thanks. Have a good one. As opposed to, I can open my own fucking door. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really dumb example, but it's similar behavior that I see in men that I don't like. I see a lot of men on the internet or even in relationships just being absolutely fucking shitty. And I don't like that. I'm a really big advocate for men's mental health is important and it needs to not be looked over, but I'm also huge on it takes literally nothing to be a good person. It takes nothing to be nice to people. It takes nothing to just not be an asshole. I honestly feel like it takes way more effort to be an asshole for the simple fact that, like, let's say it's on whatever platform, take your pick. Um, and I see it all the time. There's there's people who are just being hateful for no reason on people's videos and whatever, Facebook posts, whatever. And you had to take the time to sit there and type out a very long and hateful post or a comment or whatever to someone specifically instead of just moving the fuck on with your day. It's not like I'm sitting here telling you if you don't like something you have to like whatever it is you don't like, but you don't have to go on the internet and be an asshole to people. You don't have to be an asshole to people in real life, especially people close to you. It takes no fucking effort to be nice to people. It takes absolutely no effort, no matter what it is you're feeling, to be like, you know what, this isn't this person's problem, nor is it their fault. I'm I'm not gonna be rude to them. You know what I mean? Like there are plenty of people that I give absolutely zero fucks to talk to, but I still talk to them. I'm still nice to them because I have to interact with them on a daily basis. You know what I mean? I am not the type to, especially in a professional setting, to be unnecessarily rude to somebody because I don't like them. I don't like you. I don't like you. Oh well. But to just take the time out of my day and put the energy into being an asshole to you because I don't like you, it's really dumb. I will be an asshole in very particular situations. I will go out of my way to be an asshole in very particular situations. And usually that is me getting on to somebody for disrespectful behavior or just being a fucking shitty person to someone that I care about. You know what I mean? You can fuck with me all day. I'll go back and forth with you because I don't care. Your comments don't affect me, but when it comes to people that I know and I know that shit like that fucks with them, that's when you see a different side of me and I normally don't like being that person, but in that particular situation, and it's no like this is not me advocating for doing this or being a shitty person back to shitty people, but that's what I do in very particular situations. I truly don't advocate for being shitty to shitty people because that's what they want you to do. They want you to go out of your way and be shitty to show your true colors, because everything is all about drama and negativity and obsession with this fucking idea that everybody has an agenda, and if that agenda doesn't align with mine, then well, I'm gonna shit on them for it. You know what I mean? It's like it's like being a violent person. There's almost never a reason to be a violent person unless you are defending yourself, your home, or your family. Somebody close to you. You know what I mean? Just because you're capable doesn't mean you should be doing it. Does that make sense? I'm very capable of being an asshole. I'm very capable of spitting venom and hurting somebody's feelings, but I'd really rather not do that. I'm very capable of using my hands for destructive purposes, but I'd really rather not do that. There's no point. It doesn't get me anywhere, and I don't understand what we're out here doing. And I'm calling out men specifically because I'm a real big advocate for our mental health and making sure that people know like this can't be looked over, but I'm also not going to sit here and allow people that I'm defending to act shitty towards people because of no reason other than to be shitty. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's not okay with me. I don't understand the need to be a dickhead to people for no fucking reason. There are a whole lot of these men's pages on like threads and Twitter and whatever who post really skewed perspectives on a lot of shit. And almost every time I see them, I comment because their perspective is skewed. I comment and correct it because it doesn't make any sense to have a post out there that makes no sense to leave on the internet because your perspective is skewed when people don't need to see it the way that you do because your perspective is fucked up. You have no reason to be out here talking about, well, wait till she sees this, or she's only good for this, or whatever dumb shit that these motherfuckers post on these pages. I'll pull up an example. Okay, so for example, this particular post, it says girls will use a weak man for money, free favors, attention, and validation. Whatever you do, don't let that be you. Now, while I agree that we should not be allowing ourselves to be used, that goes for anybody. That doesn't just go for men. That goes for anybody. I don't care what you have, what you can offer someone. Yeah, you don't allow yourself to be used. However, most men, and when I say most men, I mean men who give a shit, men who want to be there, are going to naturally be a giver. They are naturally going to want to be there and sort of people please for their woman, their girlfriend, their wife, whatever, because we want to make you happy. But to imply that something along those lines makes you a used person doesn't make any sense to me. Like, yeah, there are shitty people out there who are going to use you. Absolutely. But that's why you get to know people. That's why you wait to find out what their actual intention is with you. You don't just rush into something and fucking watch it crash and burn in front of you. If you're not rushing into stuff and wasting you're not wasting time, you know, you're if let's because this is a dating thing, right? If you're dating with intention, you make your intentions clear. It's really hard to let somebody use you. However, it is absolutely possible to be manipulated. But again, men are naturally givers. We want to be there and make our ladies happy. We want to make life easier. We want to love you, and you know, we want that. If we can provide, if we can do it financially, great. If we can do it sexually, great. If we can do it in a loving manner, that's even better. You know, like safety. Emotional safety, physical safety, we like to provide that stuff. That's just what we do. To go out there and just call people weak, it doesn't get you anywhere. If you want to give advice to somebody, you don't start off with uh condescending adjectives to describe somebody. You know what I mean? Like, if you called me weak, I'm gonna look at you funny and I'm gonna wait for you to finish whatever it is you're saying, but you're gonna see a funny look on my face. You don't you don't call people derogatory shit if you want them to listen to you. And that's what I've noticed with a lot of these pages is they're supposed to be there for like men's motivation and quote unquote inspirational quotes, but they're not. They're dumb. 90% of them are dumb. I saw a love quote today, and it said, I fell in love with one version of you that it was only there at the beginning of our story, or something like that. That's not how that works. But it's just dumb shit like that. Like I'm sure it's just for bait and it's just to get people to interact with the post because they want the views or whatever the fuck, but that it's just dumb. You know, like if you want people to click on your shit, why don't we find a better way to do it? Why are we out here promoting shitty behavior and trying to get people to see things in a shitty way for no reason? What is that going to do for these people? What is that going to do for you even? Oh, I made the world a shittier place today. Yeah, fucking good for you. Well, we don't need any help with that. You know what I mean? It doesn't take much to just be a decent person. If you're taking the time to make memes or share whatever fucked up skewed perspective that you have on a internet post, whatever fucking platform, I don't care, take your pick. You are choosing to promote shitty behavior. You're choosing to be a shitty person. You are choosing to, instead of why do I see it this way or why do I feel this way, you're choosing to almost bait people into feeling what you're feeling. And it's not doing anybody any favors. I see comments under those posts a lot of the time where they're in agreement with the post and it's not like the post is correct. This I promise you it's not. It's because somebody else is bitter as fuck and they decide that they agree with that post that day. It like yeah, you want to be mad at something, fucking go for it, I guess. See how far it really gets you. I promise you, anger doesn't really get you far. It just being an angry person does not get you far. Being a shitty person, it doesn't do anything for you. Like it truly it doesn't do anything for the people around you. Doesn't do anything for you. Nothing. Shitty behavior benefits nothing. It's like imagine imagine a married couple, you know, husband is fallen into a depression and he's angry about this or that because he didn't do this with his life and he fell into drinking and now he comes home mad as fuck all the time after work and he's yelling at his kids and his wife and he's just a shitty person to them. Where does that get him? Divorced and alone. You know what I mean? Like that's that's what I see these people who are on these pages who are supposed to be motivational to men and it's always fucking clickbait bullshit. Oh, I'm bitter about this. I'm gonna make a quote and make people feel what I feel. Stupid as fuck. It's really dumb. Let's just say a coworker decides they're going to, doesn't matter who, pick one. They decide that they're going to steal your lunch for that day, or they're going to talk a bunch of shit to you or about you in a meeting or whatever it is. Where does that get them? They're clearly bitter or angry about something and they don't know how to deal with it. And that's how I'm seeing it. But I don't see a need to promote that kind of attitude or perspective on anything. hurt people hurt people. That's true, but like, why don't we just fucking figure out how to grow? You know what I mean? What can I learn from this, and what can I take from this? What lesson can I learn from this situation? It it doesn't take much but using your brain. You know, like it might take a lot of work to get to where you're healing and so on and so forth, but it doesn't take much to get started. It doesn't take hardly anything to take step one. You know that they say the first step to kicking addiction is recognizing that it's a problem. I almost guarantee you that most addicts know it's a problem. They know, but they don't care because they get that rush, and they get that quick fix, almost instant gratitude. Whenever it comes time for them to kick it because their body is about to make them or they're gonna die, that's whenever, yeah, it's been a problem for a while. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how I'm seeing behavior, and I can speak to that because I've been a shitty person and I've been a drug addict. I've been both of those things in my life. It's like a correlation in terms of the way of thinking. I know it's a problem, but I'm not going to fix it. You know what I mean? If you're any kind of self-aware, you know when you're being shitty to somebody. You know when you shouldn't do this or do that because you're just being a fucking asshole. I used to be really shitty to people because for the simple fact that I was angry about whatever the case, you know. And whenever it really started to bother me that I was being shitty to people because I was in a particular mood, that's whenever I started trying to catch myself, and I got really good at it. I got really good at catching myself and remembering these people have nothing to do with my situation. They don't deserve any of the anger. There is nothing that I am going to benefit from by treating them like shit for the simple fact that I'm angry or bitter, whatever. I might be young, but I've done a lot of bad shit. I've learned from it. You know, it doesn't take much. It's just a matter of thinking. Was this was this handled correctly? Did I do this correctly? Was I a little too rough here? You know, and most of the time you know the answer because you know most people are taught the difference between right and wrong at a young age. But we're gonna we're just gonna be on the internet being shitty and causing issues where there aren't any. For what? Attention? For a little bit of justification for being an asshole? No, it doesn't work that way. If you are seeing me in your comments and it's a paragraph, it's because you done fucked up. You said something that doesn't make sense to share in terms of your own skewed perspective. You said something that I found to be really shitty, or you're just fucking wrong. And if you do ever see me in your comments on these posts, I really hope that that comment that I made resonated with you. And I really hope that you took something from that comment, or you take something from those comments, because I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm a I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna advocate for men's mental health because I'm so sick of men being undermined and emasculated for no fucking reason. I'm really tired of letting our mental health be looked over. However, that doesn't mean that I'm going to allow men to be shitty. If I see it, I'm gonna say something because I'm gonna hold you accountable for your own actions. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what men are supposed to do for other men. There are plenty of men who I have met digitally, who are more than willing to call out shitty behavior because it's shitty behavior. There's not a lot of people in this community, but I just want you to know, if I see shitty behavior or a skewed perspective on whatever it is, and I know that topic, it's usually about life shit that I see this. Relationship shit. Whatever. I'm gonna call it out. You're gonna see me in somebody's comments. You're gonna see me under somebody's post correcting them. Because shitty behavior isn't okay. It's not justification for being shitty people. It's not justification for how you're feeling. You wanna take your anger out on something, go get a punching bag, go to the gym, lift some weights. Get a job where you swing a hammer. But you don't take it out on other people. We don't do that. We also do the fuck not go on the internet posting nonsense because we're bitter or hurting or whatever. We don't do that. You want to be shitty? Think again. Doesn't take much. Just fucking take a breath and think. We're problem solvers. We are natural born problem solvers. That's what we're wired to do. If we have a problem within ourselves, we should be solving those problems. If you need help, you contact somebody who can help you. I don't care if it's a therapist. I don't care if it's a best friend. I don't care if it's your brother. I don't give a fuck who it is. You call and ask. Doesn't take anything. Takes what? 30 seconds for a phone call to be ignored. Granted, they don't hang up on you. And if you're real friends or family or whatever, they're not going to just reject your call. Let's just fucking stop with the bitter behavior. It takes nothing to be a decent person. That's all I got for that one. I'll see you in the next one.